Wax Resist is a water-based coating that acts to repel glaze and prevent color from adhering to the area where the wax was applied. Wax Resist is AP certified non-toxic, food safe, and dinnerware safe when used according to the manufacturer's direction. Do not freeze Wax Resist as it will not reconstitute or work appropriately. Work the brush cleaner or the soap into the bristles and leave it while you're using the Wax Resist. You can use the Wax Resist in mid-range and low-fire items. For the base of your piece, it's very easy to apply a coat on the rim or the entire bottom area so that your wear, when dry foot, does not stick to the kiln shelves. Just pour out a little bit, use the brush that you've conditioned, and apply one coat. One coat is only necessary. If you apply a second coat, it's going to beat up on the first coat. Not only will this keep your piece from sticking to the kiln shelf, it may help prevent the glaze from running off the wear onto the shelf. The techniques we're going to show in low fire can also be used on mid-range. You can use Wax Resist with Mayco's designer stamps to create a repelled look in design work. So again, we're just going to pour out a little bit of wax because the wax goes a long way. We have one of Mayco's designer stamps. You will use a dry sponge on a stick. Apply the wax, and we're going to lightly pounce the Wax Resist onto the top surface of the stamp so that it stays high and gives us our cute little image. Then we're going to press this down onto our wear. You'll see that we're going to press it down over an area that we've already base glazed with foundations, but you can also put it directly onto the bisque wear. See how nicely that repels? That's going to create a cute image where we can put another color over it. So you could do a lot of different layering. Make sure and allow the wax to dry before you apply glaze. We're going to demonstrate what happens if the wax is not dry. It's not repelling the glaze. Uh-oh. The only way to get wax off of your piece is to fire it in the kiln. These little cuties were done with Mayco's designer stamps as well. Did it over white foundations, added the color, and you can see a really cute design work. Base coated the plate with white foundations, used our wax to create the dots and the trees, and then applied the color. Now this time we know the Wax Resist is dry. It doesn't come off, or I can't feel it with my fingers. Okay, so now we're going to apply color over it. This time I'm using stroke and coat. It could be foundations, it could be elements, it could be many of Mayco's glazes. You're going to see that the glaze is going to repel where the wax is located. That's what we want. I have my cute image coming through, and I can do layering. We could do another Wax Resist. The glaze applied over the wax will sometimes sit on top of the wax. You have a choice, artist choice, of whether to remove the glaze that's beaded up or to leave it. A Q-tip or a cotton bud works nicely to remove the glaze sitting on top of the wax. You can also use a brush to pull off some of the color sitting there. Now this is artist choice. You don't have to remove it. If you don't remove the glaze, it's going to look like the mushroom on the left. See how there's dots of color? Totally up to you. Another way to apply the wax is with a seawool sponge. It provides really pretty visual interest. Look at these. You can see the texture. It has highs and lows because of the wax that we used. Wax Resist was used to create a halo around the cobblestone. The mug was base coat with black foundations. We waxed around the leaf, and then we applied the cobblestone in the center. So when it was fired, the wax burned off, and it left the beautiful halo around the cobblestone. Here's another example of how we use wax resist to create a beautiful design and make it easy to paint around the background. Mayco's wax resist is easy to use, it doesn't gum up, it will not ruin your brushes. Just make sure you clean them as soon as you're done using the wax resist. And again, the only way to remove wax resist is to fire it in the kiln. So if you drop your brush in an area where you don't want the wax resist, you need to incorporate it into your design now.